Hi there, this is Tom Lee. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Fundstrat Capital and the Portfolio Manager for the GRNY US Large Cap ETF. This is the update for the GRNY portfolio for the week of February 9th. A few things I just want to highlight first. Net asset value of the GRNY ETF is $20.80. The closing price was $20.88 as of February 7th, and total assets of $866 million. This video is going to cover the GRNY rebalance. On February 5th, we executed our first rebalance of the shorter term themes. And let me explain. The first is that we wanted to look at what styles work best over the following 3 months. And the best bets are quality growth and growth cyclicals. Previously, it was growth cyclicals and pure growth. And we've updated the 8 groups that have the best seasonality over the next 3 months. That's interactive media, tech hardware, broadline retails, life science tools, consumer finance, specialty retails, chemicals, and construction engineering. Now, these 2 changes of both styles and seasonality change the total portfolio. It's removed these stocks, these 7 stocks. These are the deletions. And we've now added 7 new names. Let me cover these names in a little more detail. This is a summary of the 7, and we've highlighted which themes they fall under. And of these, Palantir shows up in 3 themes, whereas all the other names appear in 2 themes. Palantir, as you can see, has been a great stock over the past few months. Abbott Labs is really a play on millennials and becoming healthier, which is really a focus of millennials. Accenture is a play that's very sensitive to the PMI recovery, as well as the easing of financial conditions, and the stock has recently broken out. GE Vernova is really a focus for us because of the power generation unit, and that's part of the energy and cybersecurity theme. MicroStrategy recently became eligible because it was added to the NASDAQ 100, and it's really a millennial play because of its exposure to Bitcoin, but it's also relevant from a style tilt. PayPal Holdings, as you can see here, actually reported had a poor reaction to earnings and guidance, but the stock has pulled back to what we view as possible support. And it's a play on both a PMI recovery as well as millennials. And Qualcomm, as you can see here, has been range bound, but sitting on its trend line, 20-day moving average. And this is giving you exposure to both a PMI recovery and AI via the global labor shortage. Over the past week, GRNY gained 26 basis points on an NAV basis and 24 basis points on a market price basis. That compares to the S&P, which is down 0.23%, meaning GRNY outperformed by 49 basis points. Year to date, GRNY on a market price basis is up 4.61% and 4.58% on an NAV basis. That compares to 2.5% for the S&P. So the relative performance is 200 basis points. And since inception, GRNY is up 4.4% on a price basis, 4.37% on an NAV basis. That compares to an S&P that's only been up 2% since inception. And that means relative performance is 240 basis points. Positive. This week, there are some earnings for the GRNY. S&P Global on Tuesday, and on Thursday is Palo Alto Networks. And in terms of key events to watch, the earnings I've mentioned, but there is some macro. I think the focus is going to be on Fed Chair Powell's testimony to Congress. And in case you're not sure what a GRNY is, it refers to an unconventional way to throw a free throw, which is underhanded, the way Rick Barry, NBA Hall of Famer, popularized, has a higher success rate, and it reflects the idea of the best shots aren't always the sexiest. We achieve a GRNY by focusing on longer-term themes like millennials, global labor suppliers, cybersecurity, and easing financial conditions, as well as shorter-term themes that are subject to rebalance. And in order to be a GRNY, not only does it have to appear in one of these themes, but it actually has to appear in multiple themes. And that's why Stocks that appear in the most themes, such as Palantir, which we just added, tend to be the strongest granny shots. There's more information on the fact sheet, which can be found at our website, grannyshots.com. And this is the investment team. That's it for now. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.